Hello, and welcome to ShiroPlays, and welcome back to Choro Key Wonderful, for part 6 of our car-related adventures through the past. This episode, I'm trying something different. I've not felt confident talking whilst playing recently, so instead, I've recorded this commentary afterwards, and I'll be talking you through the things I'm doing as I do them. First things first, we have a musical challenge to deal with, as we must tackle the Note Way. I head over to the police station and have them lead me over to the area. I did remember where to go eventually, but I hung around to see our escort finish his mission, since he'd gone to the trouble of showing me where to go. Our friendly Jeep gives us a tutorial, saying that we must collect the black musical notes to play a melody, and at the end there are 2 doors we must pick from that match that melody. He also adds that the red notes are there to confuse us. I headed inside. Now, I'm not sure if you wanted to sit through me solving all 11 stages of this musical matchup game, so I've sped up the footage and made a picture of the route I took through the challenge. I'm told that it's the same for every player and doesn't change, so feel free to follow it. After we solve the challenge, we are treated to all of the musical clips combined together into one theme. Lovely. An Isetta welcomes us to Blue City, saying that we are not just anybody to have made it here, stating that the city is protected by the goddess. Intriguing. We are greeted with a rather Roman-looking city, a large Colosseum. I bumped into an R360, which exclaims that we've come from Gold City, which is a long way away. I continued bumping into the locals. This one seemed grateful for Gold City, as it's the only reason Blue City makes any money. Following this, I spotted the Q's factory and headed inside for a quick refuel before hopping back out. I then headed over to the massive gold tyre I'd spotted over to the right and went inside the building. The mayor welcomed us to Blue City and stated that this was the only place that you could get big tyres, an item that we'd been lacking for quite a long while. Sadly, he didn't just hand some over to us, just said that it made Blue City stand out. Disappointed, I promptly left. I then headed over to the large cylinder of a building to the left, where a mini-like car asked us if we'd met the goddess yet, telling us that she had made the city rich in divine water which fuels everyone. Very interested by this, I went back outside and climbed the stairs that went around the back of the house. Leading us up and over the Colosseum, through the tunnel, and round past a large blue lake. After a little more weaving and wiggling, we came to a small pond, at which I decided to go upstream. Dodging past all the rocks and bits of destroyed architecture, I came across a chest which contained our next engine, the Blue Magnum. Then I noticed, overlooking my activities, was a yellow car with wings, with water flowing out of its engine bay. This was unmistakably the goddess, who told me her mission was to make sure the city and all its cars had abundant water, further stating that it's wonderful to have a well-watered city, and that we needed even more of it. As far as car identification goes, I could only see the goddess as a bright yellow Reliant Regal. I wondered to myself if Delboy and Rodney are somewhere in town, on one of their usual get-rich-quick schemes. After my meeting with the goddess, I decided to head back into the city and check out a few more buildings. This building had an old-timer who boasted that once they'd made a fortune off the goddess's work, they'd open up a store. It then began rambling about a guy in Gold City, before realising I'd barged into their house and stopping themselves, saying that it's none of my business. I left and continued on to the next building. This was quite a strange encounter. The car inside could see right through me, and figured that I must be from another era. Not wanting to lie, I admitted to this fact. He was in fact so learned of our identity, he went on to say the order of the locations that we had visited. A little freaked out by how much this character knew about us, I quickly left. I then went across to the opposite building, which turned out to be the maze. Not needing to leave Blue City yet, I backed out and rolled over to the next building. This was a large opera house with marble tiles out front. This was also the last building that we needed to find in Blue City. Inside, some kind of boss told me that it was going to hold a concert here to make money, saying that Gold City miners would spend all of their gold here. Quite ambitious. With all the houses discovered and entered, I then wandered around looking for anything else I might have missed. I headed left between these two small pools and found myself in a small Colosseum, which contained another chest. Inside this chest was the 2x quick steering. I teleported back to Q's and equipped my new parts, which were the blue magnum and the 2x quick steering. I then proceeded to enter the Blue City race. The queue informs us that it's raced on cobble roads off-road, along with the usual spiel about the queue coins. Off we go. We had our usual gaggle of racers, including the Vtuber, who always seems to lead the way. The course happened to take us across the route that I'd taken to reach the goddess, which was quite convenient really. I sort of knew where I was going. There's a coin to the left here, which does a good job of teasing me during the course of this race. At this point there was a split route and I opted to go right. But afterwards I figured that it's actually slower to go this way. Lap 1 complete, and I decided I could probably get away with snagging a couple of the Q coins across the course and still finish in the top 3 as required, so I tried my luck with a few. I tried for the coin after the tunnel, but just barely missed it, dropping back to 3rd. This time I went left the split route and concluded you can keep your foot down through the entire of this section, which made it much faster than taking the rightwards route. Final lap. I had the Shiro in my sights and I built a bit of a head of steam. I wanted to try and get first. I did overtake, but then I attempted that coin for the 3rd time and completely missed. I only really needed to come 3rd anyway, so it wasn't too bad that I'd dropped back from this. nearing the end of the course, and I almost caught the Vtuber on the finish line. If the finish line was a little bit further down, I would have done it, but I just didn't have it. So thus we finished second. But that's more than enough to qualify, and with that we had cleared all 4 city races and filled the qualification to enter the past World Grand Prix. Lovely. We headed back out of queues and went over to the maze, but this wasn't to head to Gold City and enter the past GP. We were making our way somewhere else, as we had something to pick up in another town. We navigated our way through the tunnel and made our way back to Red Town, as something rather important has been repaired: the jet. We headed back over to the blacksmith's, and the VW Duck exclaimed that the jet is all done and complete, but that initially it was made rather poorly, and the previous builder, that's the Gallant back from the future, should be ashamed of his work. He then handed over the jet boost. He further concluded that it's fixed for good, meaning we can time travel as much as we like without fear of it falling apart again. The jet in hand, we went back to queues. With our jet equipped, we have a few more things to get before time travelling, so I unequipped the chrono cube. I hopped back into the maze and followed it to Gold City. Excuse me for messing about with the jets. It's nice to have them back. I was trying out some jet-powered drifts, as you can see. I then quickly teleported to queues for refueling and headed back out again. Then I went and jumped in the river. No, not crazy. I was going for a special part that you specifically need the jets for. As you can see, there's rather a large fence in the way, We can deal with this. Back yourself up against the wall. Don't forget to set the wing pointing upwards. And unleash the jets. There we go. We just barely made it over, and we bonk into the chest, releasing our prize, which is the fin. But don't go back yet, we're not done. Sneakily hidden at the very end of this river is Gold City's Choro, which helpfully tells us the route to Blue City via the maze, meaning we don't have to do the note-way puzzle to get back. I say thank you very much, and go on my way. I then headed back to Q's and equipped our fin, which made the mini look even more ridiculous. I headed back out towards the tunnel. At this point I was testing the fin out. It greatly increased my steering, almost to the point where it felt like it helped me too much. I entered the maze and navigated my way back to Blue City using the directions the Vtuber had just given us, fiddling around with the jets and fins as I go. Couldn't resist. In Blue City we had something else to grab, which required the jets. Making sure to set our wing to up, we shot across the gap and lined up to attempt the second gap. Sadly on this attempt I'd misaimed, but I got it the next time. The reward for my efforts were the racing tyres. I teleported back to Q's once more and equipped the Chrono Cube. Checked over a couple of other parts to make sure I was ready before heading out. It's time to time travel. I went over to the Colosseum, turned around and gave myself a bit of a run-up. Time to travel back to the future once more. Time travel initiated. And we are back, and we are met with a very blue city. Oh dear. The goddess had overdone it, and the entire of Blue City is underwater. The buildings are in ruins, and the city has been deserted. It all looks rather hopeless. I decided to wander around and try to assess the situation that I've been met with. Thankfully the jets still seem to work down here, and the little mini doesn't seem to mind the water at all. Maybe the goddess had blessed us during our meeting, knowing that this would happen to us later on in our journey. Who knows? I noticed the sign for a Q's factory and headed over, only to find that it was inactive as it had sank into the ground. So I backed away and continued towards the large jets of water. These pushed me upwards, so I decided to jet across. I was trying to make my way over to the other side of the Colosseum, but a massive whirlpool that I hadn't noticed to my left dragged me down and sucked me into the darkness below. Which led me happily to a Q's factory. I was somewhat dazed and confused at this point about the current situation at Blue City, so I figured this would be a good place to finish off for now. And there you have it. Thank you for watching, and I'll hope you join me next time as we explore this strange underwater world together. Take care, and goodbye! Has anyone seen my swimming goggles?